Good morning, Dubai. Welcome back to the Lovin Dubai show, where we go through the top trending stories that everyone across the country is talking about. First of all, good morning. It is Monday. We cannot wait to start our week with you. Our top story today: a team of 10 Emirati women volunteers are set to join the UAE field hospital in Gaza. We'll talk about that along with the UAE's latest statements at the UN General Assembly.
As well, thousands of people fined for National Day parades.
And how Dubai is set to become a 20-minute city.
And as well, an Emirati influencer replies to bullies in a very classy way.
Yes, she did. She shot them down and we love it. So major kudos to her. We'll talk about that later in the show. But first of all, Seoul DXB happened this weekend. What an epic event. A couple of team were down there. It was fashionable, it was cool. It gets, I think, cooler every year.
It does. I mean, honestly, it has always been, when it first initiated and the first event of Seoul DXB happened, it was maybe, I wouldn't say weird, it was a new concept for everyone, because everyone needs to go there dressed up in fashion clothes and, listening to maybe some music, live music.
I think it started, though, way back when, pre-music, as in, like, they just started in Al Quoz with like, it was just for sneakers. It was just for people who loved sneakers, and then it's just turned into fashion, music, culture, lifestyle.
And even, have you seen the sneakers that they actually do have there? It's all, you can just like maybe draw on them and have some art on it. And big brands like Adidas, Nike, and so on, they actually do participate in it, which is very cool.
Of course, I feel like it's a major, like, it is a brand statement to want to be at Seoul, because they're saying, we are one of the cool kids. Like, we're gonna make an epic. For example, Yango was there, Yango Maps, but they brought kind of digital maps into a cool kid way, because they put like maps on this, like, I don't know, major kind of setup that they had down there. So it's just a statement being like, we're young, we're
That's
fun.
true, yeah.
How was Lovin Dubai?
I mean, honestly, no, we did actually cover it, right? We did. Lovin Dubai did cover it, of course. I mean, honestly, Lovin Dubai is as well the coolest. So, of course, we are going to go and cover it for sure. So, honestly, it's like one of the best, one of the nicest events, that just like combines kids that are creative, that love creativity. At the same time, they do love brands like Adidas, Nike, and so on. Whether it's customizing their shirts or their sneakers or just fashion, you need to go there dressed up in the coolest outfit ever and just have fun and enjoy.
Yeah, I think one of the videos that was super cool was the Croc setup, and Natasha was down there and she took videos of like the new setup they've got. It's super cool. You can check it on our feed. But the video that we're talking about this morning is Mr. Busta Rhymes. He was down there. People loved his set. He's an American rapper, singer, producer, icon, famous for his rhymes. He brought them to the stage, and he also brought the Khaleesi version of "Baby, if you give it to me,
I give it to you."
Na, 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 na.
I don't think we do sound well.
Fair enough.
But he sang it actually in a Khaleesi accent, which is actually, I don't know why are there a lot of misconceptions about the UAE or Dubai in general being, of us not knowing or us not having like a proper English accent, because it is very multicultural in UAE, right? Like, you can just like walk and just like see people from different cities and different countries, different cultures speaking maybe one unified English accent.
Yeah, it's true, because I think there's that kind of like, there's a couple of like mimics of like, this is what Arabs sound like, right? But actually, when you actually, I think our office is a great representation of people from all over the region, but many have grown up here. And when I speak to someone, I literally have no idea where they're from.
That's true.
Because their English is perfect. You grow up speaking English just the same. And it's very hard to kind of say, even like, whether or not you're from the region or not, or where you grew up, because the English, as you said, I wouldn't say it's totally unified, but it's just, there's a super high level.
It's basically technically,
First language.
It's like there's a saying in Arabic called لهجة بيضاء, which means a white accent that is like neither this or nor that, which is what actually is in UAE. I found it like that, a lot of people from different cultures and different countries, they do speak English, and it's proper English, and it's not an accent that shows, let's say, whether it's an Arab accent or not, right? It's just like English, it's proper English. And just like, but there are still a lot of misconceptions about specifically the UAE. And I think he just had a very big misconception, which is why he just sang it. It is funny. It is funny, to be honest with you. It is funny, but it's not true.
Yeah, I see what you mean. It's funny, but it's not true.
Yeah, it is funny, but it's not true. Maybe if he lives here and spends more time here, he would get to know that this is not true.
It's true. It's like in Ireland, I love the Irish accent, and in specific parts, it gets stronger and stronger. But one person's accent is not a representation of the entire country.
100%. I mean, that is for sure very true. So, Busta, if you're listening to us, just know, live. Actually, you know what? Let's invite you and live here in UAE for, I think, 3 months, and you will just get to know that this is actually not true.
Anyway, that was Soul DXB, and one of the things that we're proud of is the unified culture. We're also proud of the people here doing amazing things constantly. So our next story and our top story of the day is with regarding to 10 female Emirati volunteers leaving for Gaza to join the UAE field hospital. So 10 female volunteers who work in the medical field, they left from the UAE on Sunday heading for Gaza to join the integrated field hospital that the UAE has established in the Gaza Strip to provide the necessary medical treatment and assistance to the Palestinian people.
They will also join their colleagues of volunteer, including doctors and nurses who have already started their treatment and medical assistance services for the injured as part of the efforts made by the UAE Field Hospital in Gaza, which has already begun receiving the wounded over the past few days as part of the UAE's Gallant Night 3 humanitarian operation for Gaza.
Which we know is a major investment by the UAE to help the injured and wounded, so we thank them for that. The UAE has also been extremely vocal in its urgent calls for a ceasefire in Gaza. In its latest UN General Assembly meeting, the UAE emphasised on the need to strengthen and coordination of humanitarian aid and disaster relief assistance with 3 key points that they highlighted.
Of course, the points that they have highlighted are focus on humanitarian crisis related to climate change and provide appropriate funding for them, as well adhere for international humanitarian law, including facilitating the delivery of aid to those in need to reduce humanitarian crisis and address them in a sustainable manner.
And finally, the UAE emphasised on the need to stand with the Palestinian people in their time of need due to the Israeli aggression in the Gaza Strip. What we're seeing day by day just continues to get worse. It's so disheartening to see that even when all governments bar 2 come together and make a call at the UN Assembly, nothing is done. It's impossible and shocking to see. So we majorly give a massive thanks to the UAE for doing all that they can to stop this aggression.
Of course, I mean, honestly, it's amazing to see that the UAE has stepped, a foot in all of this, the ceasefire and everything, which is honestly, it's very sad, as you've said, but we just hope for the best to Gaza people. As well, in other news, Dubai is set to become a 20-minute city. Now, the Higher Committee for Strategic Planning and Corporate Transformation, a transformation at Dubai Roads and Transport Authority, endorsed an updated RTA's strategic plan for 2024 to 2030. The plan for 2024 to 2030 is centered around achieving 5 key goals and objectives pertinent to integrated and innovative mobility.
Basically, meaning we'll be able to get places faster.
Yes.
The plan is designed to facilitate the development of roads and transport systems, i.e. the new metro that we've heard about, that support a 20-minute city lifestyle to ensure, and this is key for you guys, that 80% of daily services are accessible within a 20-minute journey by walking or cycling.
Now, the plan is aligned with Dubai Urban Plan of 2040, aiming to make Dubai the world's best city for living. I mean, honestly, it's one of the best cities for living, in my opinion, so far.
Well, 100%. We feel so blessed to be here every day. And then they look at other top-performing cities and what makes them so livable. And I think models like in Amsterdam, where you're able to cycle everywhere, the UAE is definitely taking notes, particularly Dubai, from their book and implementing an amazing cycling infrastructure. I would love to be. I'm actually only 10 minutes drive.
Okay, that's
I actually
cool.
probably could cycle anyway.
I mean, yeah, you can just get the scooter, since we had the other day the interview with the scooters. It would have been so, I would say, fun. And since the weather is very nice now, I think anyone can just like go out for a walk. Which is very cool, honestly. Like, I mean, honestly, if Dubai is going to be a 20-minute city, I would love for that, because sometimes it takes me an hour to get to places, and I'm just like, why is this only because I'm living like, all the way in Gerhood, which is like, does not make sense sometimes to me. But let's see, how are they going to do that? I'm actually very interested to see what's going to happen.
Yeah, let's see in terms of the development. I think the main things would be, for example, like adding that extra metro and making things, for example, you'll have to have like a healthcare unit in every place. You'll have to have like schools, malls, and you see the continuous building of malls and you're thinking, do we need another mall? But the answer is yes, because the malls are, I do think so. You know, when people, because like we have such major, massive malls, and then Dubai Hills malls come along, and people say, "Do we need another one?" And it's packed because it fits in the location area. Exactly. And then another mall will come by, and if it's near you and it serves a purpose, because the malls are kind of like the beating heart. It's not just shopping. I don't even go to malls for clothes shopping. Same. I go for errands.
Actually, yeah, everyone just wants to go to either Carrefour or these things that are actually present, as you said, in malls. And the closer the mall is, the more convenient it is for whoever lives in that area. So, yes, I actually agree with you. So I think maybe that will as well be efficient for making Dubai a 20-minute city.
Because unlike other cities, I think what people don't understand is we don't have streets.
That's true.
So it's like there's no kind of like city centre street area that everyone goes. We just have malls. So for, as you said, the Carrefours, the money exchange, the banking. Like my main reason to go to malls is always banking.
Okay.
And then Sephora. But there's like you always have your little. So rather than streets everywhere, we have malls everywhere. And if they build shiny new ones, I'm okay with that.
I mean, honestly, to be honest with you, Dubai has. I'm born in Dubai, so I've seen Dubai, flourish and become to where it is right now. So I'm just like, every time they come up with a decision, I'm just like, wow. I mean, how more can Dubai offer, and how more can Dubai, just like improve and on so many levels and so many scales. So I'm very excited for this.
So true. The city shocks us every day. The next videos that we're about to talk about certainly shocked us. Thousands of people fined for National Day pranks. So Union Day celebrations were out of this world. I'm sure we all agreed. We spoke about them last weekend. What an amazing moment it was for the UAE to celebrate 52 amazing years of success. However, there are guidelines in place on such occasions to protect the public. And unfortunately, 4,420 violations were recorded on Union Day.
As well, a total of 94 cars and motorcycles were seized, and 50,000 dirham fines were imposed for vehicles released with reckless behavior filmed and shared widely online. Now, violations as well included reckless driving, performing stunts, unauthorized parades, overloading vehicles, sticking heads out of windows and sunroofs, as well using party spray, obscuring license plates, changing vehicle color, as well tinting or coloring front windows. Most violations were recorded in Al Ruwaya, Jumeirah, and other residential areas as well. Now, the offenders will face stringent penalties as well under the decree of 30 concerning vehicle impound, with fines reaching up to 50,000 dirhams with vehicle release.
Police are urging parents to monitor their youth's driving behaviours. Their supervision is key to encouraging positive behaviours and reducing some of the traffic accidents and severe injuries on the roads. But just on, as Farah said, all of those, so basically pre-Union Day, there was an announcement made, here are the rules and the guidelines for Union Day. We spoke about them on the show, thinking, that type of stuff doesn't really go on here.
Yeah.
I don't know about you, but I'm deep into TikTok holes every now and then, and some of the videos of some of the celebrations on the streets was like silly string all over cars, people hanging outside of the cars, beyond what I've ever seen before.
Their windows out. I mean, honestly, I do understand that that they're so excited that they consider Dubai to be their second home or maybe even their home. But I mean, honestly, safety is safety, and Dubai is known to be one of the safest cities. So that's why I think that they have a lot of rules, and maybe the more strict rules that they do have, the better the image of Dubai is, and it's honestly for everyone's safety. So.
Exactly, and that's why I think the UAE's managed to maintain such an impeccable safety record. But things like obscuring license plates, changing your vehicle colour, performing stunts, unauthorised parades, we have some of those videos directly from Dubai Police on our feed if you'd like to take a look. But this is beyond what we've ever seen before. But the police have shown with this announcement they're stamping down over 4,000 fines since Union Day on all of these violations. So coming up to the next holidays, we'll probably be giving another warning about what's allowed and what's not. Parades are allowed as long as they're authorised.
Exactly, of course. I mean, honestly, as you said, as long as that they are authorised, go for it. But if you're going to get a 50,000 dirham fine, why would you? You know what I mean? Is it even worth it at this point, getting a fine of 50,000 dirhams, or is it not? So just take care, and it's for your safety, not only for the country's image.
Exactly, and that's how they stamp it out. It's either, major penalties, and a 50,000 fine would make anyone think twice about any type of celebrations. Even if I'm thinking about hanging, a coloured something lighting outside my window, I'll double think it if
honestly,
there might be a 50K
think what
fine.
They are thinking right now with the 50,000 dirham fine. I'm just thinking, what are they thinking right now? Because, imagine just having fun, enjoying, and then getting a 50,000 dirham fine. That would be.
Some parents are not going to be happy because.
Yes.
Any case, I never would have fun again after that. You'll never see. Well, that's why we're not breaking red lights. Not that we were before, but those type of violations that were put in against, the dangerous road driving really makes everyone think.
Yes.
Making us think one more time is our next story.
Yes, and as Casey said, moving on to our next story is, of course, bullying is one of the worst things anyone can do to anyone else. Now, as if that, an Emirati influencer replies in a very classy way to bullies. Hanan Al-Fardan is an online tutor for Emirati Arabic who opened up about mean comments made about her nose.
How bad is it that this woman has by the way, we've used her account before to try and learn Arabic. She puts out about amazing tutorials.
Yes.
And she gets comments about her nose.
I mean, that is honestly so. It's bad. It's horrible. I mean, she is teaching everyone how to not only find, if you don't want to learn Emirati Arabic, but if you are going to get or maybe have an encounter with someone who is local, right, and he speaks only Emirati Arabic, you will therefore understand what he is saying because of actually watching her videos, which she is putting effort in, right, even with the pronunciation and everything. I've watched her videos, honestly, every now and then, which is very cool. So why would you even...
She's doing you a free service, and how dare you pull down on her nose? And it's not the first time, by the way, that Hanan has faced bullying about her nose, and she's mentioned it in multiple times in terrible ways. However, she's finally acknowledged that and is trying to put a stop to what's happening.
Not only did she reply to the bullies beforehand, saying that her nose is a family heirloom, she also replied in a classy way as she is an Emirati tutor teaching bullies how to say, she actually taught them how to say, get lost in Emirati.
Yeah.
Which is actually, honestly, it's very cool. It's a very classy way because she is an Emirati tutor. You know what I mean? If I was her and her getting bullied, I'd be like, oh, what's happening, right? But she is very strong to stand her ground and actually, just because it takes a lot to not listen to bullies and not let them get to you.
Yeah, tell them what's what. And I think what's so beautiful is she basically said in the post why she doesn't care. And she said, my nose is a family heirloom. It's an exact copy of my grandfather's, my uncle's, and my father too. Many of the community members know that I belong to the Al Abdullah Al Fardan family because of my nose. Basically saying it's a trademark, and she's actually very proud of it. It shows that, which family she's come from. One of the comments that she remembers getting, by the way, it works, oh no, this is what she says to the people, it works as an airbag in case you have a car accident.
That's actually so mean, honestly. That is so mean. That is so mean to say that to someone, as she said, we all have a mark from our families, whether it could be even our granddad or our grandmom. And for example, we all have a mark. So for someone to come and bully, that's not nice, guys. Don't bully anyone. Just don't.
And your response to this is very similar to the response that we got when we posted online. And so many people, and I think, by the way, she could post this on her page and the comments could be positive or negative, but I think it's great to see really positive comments coming through on the Lovin Dubai post. So thank you for that, because obviously putting it out there, we really want to see a support for her. And, you know, Dunya Arena said, only those who are insecure about themselves will try to find imperfections in others and will try to put others down so they feel better. That is so true. If you're sitting at home and you've got the time to call someone out for their nose, how dare you? It means you've got your own problems and issues to worry about, which, I'm sorry, you know, we all have our own issues that we face, but do not take it out on someone else.
100%. And you know what, actually, what amazes me is that we live at a time where we accept everyone, right? No matter what race, gender, and so on. So if we live at a time where acceptance and peace and love is all around, why are we bullying someone for their nose? If they're happy with it, they're happy with it. If they're not, they're not. That's their call.
Yeah. And I think we're also living in a time where plastic surgery is quite common.
Yes, that's true.
And it's a shame that there is a specific, you know, look set by society that people are looking for the perfect nose.
That's true.
And it's such a shame. And I think this is what Art Seike said. Amazing times we live in where the norm has become plastic surgery and everyone looking like each other. Non-conformist women who are secure in their natural beauty have become the exception. She should be proud of herself. There are women little girls should look up to. This should be the beauty standard. Being unique in your own way.
I mean, honestly, as well as you've said, because of that, we now do tend to see like young girls performing plastic surgery on them for things that are not even noticeable. You know, you don't notice a lot of things, whether it's even cheek or eyebrows or lips or anything. You know, they just want to do like a lot of things, which it just shows that they should just be secure as she is.
It must be so difficult for parents.
It is.
Because if you have a teenage girl coming to you and she's so insecure and it's your daughter and all you want is for her to be happy and she doesn't think she's beautiful. So back in the day, not the same thing because plastic surgery wasn't a thing in Ireland when I was growing up, but all I wanted was blonde hair. And all my sister wanted was blonde hair. And obviously, one, it's expensive to maintain. Have blonde hair. But one, it's expensive to maintain. And two, my mum was like, your natural hair is so beautiful, like don't get rid of it. But we were insistent. And luckily that was just hair, you know, it can dye, you know, although as my mum would say, I've lost the quality. But at least I wasn't asking for a permanent transformation. And if your beautiful 16-year-old daughter sees magazines and she wants to look like these girls, you're breaking her heart either way.
I mean, honestly, I feel like, you know, like the main thing is that if anyone just thinks of like, let's say, having plastic surgery done, I think honestly the best thing that they need to work on first is their self-image, because they will never be satisfied even if after plastic surgery, which is what happens, you know, like it's just like body dysmorphia. If let's say you have like, you've done a nose job and everything, you're gonna look in the mirror, and you're still not gonna see the perfect thing, even though it's gonna be perfect because you've had a surgery done, you know. But yeah, I think honestly it's maybe beauty dysmorphia. Yeah.
Interesting. I do think with plastic, it's difficult because it's so common here.
That's true.
So kind of you do you, but as you are saying, if there's an insecurity there, it will always continue to be there. Anyway, we shout out massively Hanan Fardan as always. And if you would like to learn some Emirati Arabic, check out the Al Ramsa Institute, because she has been amazing for years, just putting it out there on the page. There's some helpful phrases like get lost if anyone is annoying you on this Monday morning.
Yes, for sure. I mean, honestly, not only that, she even teaches you how to speak, you know, like Emirati Arabic, you know, with people, which is very cool. And if you don't want to learn, you can actually just listen, just to make sure that you know what. If let's say an Emirati local, if a local just comes and talks to you and you're not going to know, but you will know because you listen to the video.
Hanan, you're helping people every day. We thank you for that. On this Monday morning, that brings us to the end of our show. Thank you so much for tuning in. We love to see your comments before, during, and after the show. Bye-bye from me.
Bye-bye from me.
Words